Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank. I'm sitting here enjoying the sounds of my external fan on my PS4. Anyway, I saw once again, I saw an article on the internet because I don't read physical media. And I forgot if it was Cosmo or it was one of those like People magazines, Cosmo magazines. I forgot which magazine it was because it wasn't that interesting. But anyway, excuse me, I just did coke about 5 minutes ago. They had a list, a top 50 most beautiful women list. And I guess this is just my opinion, but I think that anytime there's a top list, like any kind of list, whatever, men, women, sports, like musicians, whatever, it's just a popularity contest. Well, I guess if you did a list like who's the best or the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan should be number one. The rest could be opinions, but there's only one Michael Jordan. But anyway, it was a top 50 hottest female woman, whatever, chick, babe, whatever these vaginas call themselves these days, whatever word that's not gonna get you yelled at. So whatever, the top 50 hottest woman list. I had to stop short on the list because Denise Richards was on the list. She was in the God, what number was she? I don't know, like whatever, like in the 40s. Okay, I mean it's top 50, whatever. So she's in the 40 range. Denise Richards is in her 50s. Why is she on any top 50 best looking hottest woman list? That right there nullifies the list. Why is she on the list? Another person that nullified the list was Rihanna was on the list. The singer, I don't know how to describe her. I don't know. She's like a black chick. She's from the Bahamas, I think. Where is she from? I don't know. Whatever. She's like an island black chick. She's a pop star. Oh yeah. She's the one that got beat up by Chris Brown. Okay. Anyway, why is she on the list? First of all, she's old. Number two, she looks like she just got beat up by Chris Brown still. I don't know. I don't find her attractive. Or they picked a really bad picture. She looked like a pug that got beat up by Chris Brown. Like, I don't know. It's either because those pictures were released of her, and so every time I see her, she still looks like she got beat up, or she's just ugly. And I just think it's because she's ugly. Like, she shouldn't be on the list. Denise Richards shouldn't be on the list. I mean, Kat Dennings was on the list. The chick from Two Broke Girls. Okay, Kat Dennings is better looking than Rihanna, and she's better looking than Denise Richards. Kat Dennings has a really, really nice looking body. So, and her body, like, if you did a parts by parts comparison of Denise Richards, Rihanna, and Kat Dennings, part by part comparison, side by side, Kat Dennings wins in every category against those other two chicks. Okay, so they got one right, but there's a lot, more hotter chicks than Kat Dennings, but at least I could picture her being in the top 50, because once again, she's got a really nice body. She's got some really nice parts. I like Kat Dennings' parts, okay? But anyway, the list is invalid. I mean, if we're going to be serious about this list, it's got to be like every woman on that list should be under, at the most, like under 40 years old. 40 is like and that's pushing it, because it's supposed to be like the 50 best looking women, like, who are famous. Okay, well, how many, and the problem is, and they had some like international actors and I'm sorry, actresses, or is everyone just called actors now? Whatever. There's like this French woman, I cannot pronounce her name. She was in her 20s, but she didn't look good. So I don't understand, like, and then like, or maybe I'm spoiled because I follow K-pop. Um, you know, Arguably there's 40 women who are in K-pop right now that could have been number 1 through 40 on that list of 1 through 50. The problem with like actors and models is it's really just a popularity contest. Because like Kat Dennings, it's probably on the list because she was in WandaVision, that Disney Plus show. So, she was kind of trending and she's artificially in there. So once again, these lists mean absolutely nothing, but at least don't put garbage tier picks like Rihanna and garbage tier picks like Denise Richards. Denise Richards? Really? I mean, like 20 years ago, yeah. Maybe 30 years ago. 30 years ago, yeah. But no, not now. Come on, people. Unless you want to do a category, or be honest, do a category of 35 and older, a top 50 of women who are 35 and older. But you can't say, I don't know, whatever. I shouldn't be worked up over a list, but it bothered me. You know what else bothered me? I saw, and I hope this is a joke, but they're making debit cards for like kids, like little kids. I mean, that's just a bad idea. I just think that's a horrible idea. I understand, you want your kid to have a phone, like a smartphone. I should just call it a phone because every phone's a smartphone now, right? I understand, like, you want your kid to have a phone in case there's an emergency or, like, another mass shooting. That makes sense. There's an emergency. You want to be able to contact your kid. Phone, I get it. But the debit card, you just can't, like, before your kid leaves the house, give him whatever, $5. Why does your kid need a debit card? To me, a debit card, like a child having a debit card, that's just like an open invitation to, like, hey, fraud. Stolen identity. I just picture like anything bad that could happen with like an adult's personal information. It's gonna be worse for a kid because it's a kid. It's probably easier to steal a kid's identity. I don't know. I just think that's a bad idea. Just give your kid $20 if you think your kid's might be in an emergency situation. Just give your kid $20. You don't need this. Giving them a debit card. I don't know. That's just a bad idea. But I'm not a parent. I don't have any kids, but I still know more than you. And I like it when you give advice about kids, and the people go, well, like, you don't have any. Well, that's because I'm smarter than you. So you should take my advice. I was smart enough to keep my freedom. Hence, no kids. Now, also, I'm lucky too that the fact that women don't find me attractive. So even if I wanted kids, I couldn't. Well, unless I steal one. Well, there's plenty coming across the border though. You know, all those kids that come across the border unaccompanied by an adult just end up, being sold off to some like overly perverted white guy who lives in El Paso, Texas. I'll just buy me one of those. Why not? Anyway, it's a, okay. A perfect example. I had a cousin, um, like a second cousin. He has he's an adult. He has like three kids. Okay. One of his kids has a Facebook account. On his child's Facebook account, she's 14. Okay. She's in her profile picture. She's 14. She's riding a tricycle, sucking a lollipop, wearing a bikini. That's her profile picture on Facebook. So I messaged my cousin. I'm like, hey, did you see your daughter's Facebook page? He's like, yeah. So I'm waiting for him to be like, say something like, oh, that's horrible. And so I'm like, you don't see anything wrong with her profile picture? He said no. I proceeded to tell him he's an idiot, and I told him why the profile picture was bad and inappropriate, and how it's probably attracting the wrong kind of attention. He hasn't spoken to me since, because reasons. Anyway, once again, just because you have kids doesn't mean you know more than people who don't. Intelligence and common sense is an ability that certain people have, and that ability is not triggered or attained by having a certain status. Okay? Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. I am. Have a good one. Talk to you later.